I'm your host, Jesse Stakes, and today I have Clyde Yandell from Intelligent Office Jacksonville and now Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, Ponte Vedra, it's our new addition.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, good to see you again.
So I know that things have changed a lot in the last 2 years. We talked about it a lot. You and myself have been on shows and talked about it, but also just, it's the topic that's overarching in our country and in the world, but it really has changed the way that people work today.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of people, obviously, that have dealt with the pandemic, have been working from home. There's a lot of pent-up demand from that. People now want to get back out and get into a private office or maybe get out once or twice a week. You're seeing that in some big corporations as well, where they're going back on a limited basis. My phone business, where we answer for customers for their calls, has really been increasing as well because people now understand what virtual means.
Right.
So you don't have to necessarily be at the office. We can handle your calls virtually, find you wherever you're at, and connect you. Mail's also been an interesting thing as well. We've seen through the pandemic where there's been some innovations in mail processing, and we actually have applications where the mail comes into our office, we'll scan it for the customer. They can look on an app. They can tell us to delete certain things. They can tell us they want us to forward them documents. They can actually take a check that's we received, we'll scan, and can go into the bank without them ever even getting the mail.
It's amazing. It's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So with that demand, we've seen real growth in our Jacksonville office. We expanded about the summertime and got some more space, and that filled up pretty quickly. So I also found a space down in Ponte Vedra, and we've just opened that up in January, and that's been our big acquisition of moving some more offices down there. So we now have roughly 36 offices, 4 conference rooms, and about 12,000 square feet.
Are there specific industries where you're seeing the most growth in your space, or is it kind of all over the board?
Yeah, it's as you would imagine, a lot of the professional industries. Legal is very big for us. Accounting, especially now this time of year, tax accountants. We do quite a bit with them. We're seeing independent sales reps, people that really have their own little job, and they want to try to grow and find a place where they can actually get some support and have a private place to meet clients if need be.
No doubt. So is there a place where you guys would actually get full, or is it something to where you guys can service a large number of people with kind of a limited space because they're not in there all the time?
Yeah, we have, there's 3 different areas to our business. One is space, and obviously everyone, when they, hear about an executive suite, that everyone understands that. And, typically we have people that'll have 12-month contracts. Once they get in, it's hard to get them out.
Yes.
So that's why I've been expanding some of the space. But we also have a number of offices where I have one client that's coming into Ponte Vedra where she went out and got 2 other principals of other businesses, and they're going to share an office. So all 3 they only need it a couple days a week, so they're going to work their own schedule out. I also have offices where you can run them on an hourly or daily basis, and we've seen a big increase in the number of people that want to do that. I had an example of a customer where this individual has a practice down in Orlando, is now getting clients up here, came up here, and now they're going to be up here 1 day a week, so they just rent that office for 1 day a week.
So it allows them to grow their business without having to necessarily grow their overhead so much.
Yeah, exactly. Pay for what you use rather than just for all the infrastructure.
Absolutely. I got to imagine that because all of these professionals are kind of coming into your space and having one, unintentionally they end up collaborating on some things, and they actually end up with a lot of referrals between their businesses as well.
Yeah, we kind of view it as somewhat of a network.
No doubt.
My customers, we have a great example. I have, like I said, 16 offices in the tower, but I have about 165 people that use that office.
Right.
We had an example of one of our behavioral therapists outgrew our facility, so I actually had a commercial realtor of ours found her a space. I had one of my contractors actually build it out. And one of our IT people actually did the infrastructure for the IT. So we saw, 3 or 4 referrals from one customer that was part of our network.
It makes me want to just join your office space just to meet everybody.
Yeah. And we do that. We also market some things to them. The chamber, I'm heavily involved with the Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
So, we'll offer that up. We'll offer other things up. And, actually we do have some space where we'll do have someone such as yourself maybe do a class and come in to offer that to some of our network to say, hey, Jesse's going to talk about, investing or whatever the case may be. So
Sure.
that's also a value-added service that we try to provide.
No doubt. And I know when people hear office space, they just think I do or I don't need to lease office space. But there's so much to it. There's so much more. And when you start peeling that onion, there's a lot of value to it.
Yeah, and that's why it's called Intelligent Office. It's really pay for what you need. You have a lot of different options available. With our new space now, we have 4 conference rooms in 2 locations. So one has very large, holds about 12 to 15 people. It's got a 14-foot marble table.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a big board meeting there. In Ponte Vedra, we also have a smaller one that seats maybe 5 to 6 people, has a little wet bar and an espresso machine.
There you go.
And then downtown, we have a conference room that has a beautiful view of downtown and the river. So, a lot of different options.
Awesome. I always feel like people do business with people, Clyde. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you've been a longtime Jacksonville resident, so.
Yeah, I've been in Jacksonville about 22 years. Came down here. I've been in finance and banking initially. Did equipment financing for a number of years. So I worked with a couple of local companies here and started this operation downtown about 7 years ago. Was somewhat of an absentee owner for the last 5-6 years. Ran that business. Recently, I left my other bank and really put more emphasis and focus into this.
Mm-hmm.
And the fun thing for me is, I'm networking in Jacksonville. Before, I never really even came downtown.
Yes.
Now I know quite a few people downtown in the chamber, a lot of businesses. I come down and talk to businesses on a daily basis. Actually now as well down in, Ponte Vedra, which is closer to my house, but, doing the same thing there. So it's kind of fun because I'm able to see, a lot of companies that start up and kind of progress and do well and what's working, what's not, and try to help people and businesses. And it's kind of my passion to see that, Jacksonville become successful, has a good area that people can help support businesses to grow.
Well, unintended or intended, you've become an incubator for new companies and for people that are looking to grow their company.
Yeah, and a couple of my customers, one of them, he's an attorney, and he tells me every day I see him, he's like, I'm not leaving. I love this place. I'm not getting more people. It's perfect for me, and thanks. And everyone's appreciative of what we're doing, and we also have staff that's there too, so they become part of the staff of our customers as well.
No doubt.
So that's been kind of interesting to see those relationships and how they help support those businesses.
Well, and it's funny because during the pandemic, when people were at home, I'm in banking as well, but when people were at home, one of the things that people forgot about was water cooler talk. And,
Mm-hmm.
people kind of made light of it or acted like it was a problem before because people would waste time at work. But then they realized how valuable it truly was to be able to sit around and just communicate with other human beings and communicate about what you're doing at work and all of the unintended learning that you do just by having conversations with other professionals that are around you every day.
Yeah, I mean, there's some great examples I've had just, talking to people on a daily basis that if you were on a Zoom call or whatever, you go in, you do your, whatever your meeting's about, and then you leave.
No doubt.
Where when you're actually having a conversation, hey, what's your plan with your business? What's working? What's not? How can we help you? You find out a lot of interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned the one company that was looking at our facility that's bringing together 2 or 3 people. She's bringing in one of her best friends today because she wants her in that incubator.
Yes.
And it's a good opportunity for her to have some support there and do some of those types of conversations.
There's a lot of value in human-to-human contact, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So if people want to learn more about Intelligent Office Jacksonville or Intelligent Office Ponte Vedra, where can they find you guys?
Probably best just to go on the Google and put in Intelligent Office Jacksonville. And we actually are we're 5-star rated with Google, have a number of ratings there. That does drive a lot of my activity is just people doing searches, so they find us pretty quickly. Or you can come down to the facility. We're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, in the Ameris Tower on the 8th floor. That's where our principal office is in Jacksonville, or we're at 90 Fort Wade Road in Nocatee.
Excellent.
So, they can come by and see us.
Absolutely. Clyde, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
If you guys would like to learn more about Clyde or us here over at Buzz TV, you can join us at jacksonvillebuzz.com. I'm your host, Jesse Stakes, and we'll catch you guys next time.